Hi guys! Oh my god, how are you? I am so good and so excited to be doing this video today. My eyes are all glittery. We are playing with glitter today, you guys. I've got the new, there you go, Makeup Forever Starlit palette, and I've had it for a few weeks now, and I've been playing around with it, testing it out in different ways, and I am ready to share my thoughts and opinions with you guys, show you how it works, and yeah, without any further ado, let's get started. So, okay guys, this is what the palette looks like, or this is a box rather. So it is very shiny and glittery, of course, and then on the back, it does show you these 6 shades that you're going to be getting in the palette. And the palette looks the same on the front, on the back, it's just full of glitter. So, okay guys, mine did come damaged. This one shade flicker right here will fall out if I don't hold it, so I've got to be careful, but I still want you guys to be able to see the beauty in these shadows. Just looking at them is so, oh, I just love them. I love them. They're so beautiful to look at. So they're all, I mean, these are duochrome and glitter in one, guys. I mean, it's everything wrapped all together. So supposedly this is the next generation of glitter. These are supposed to catch light for an intense sparkly effect like no other. By the way, I'm reading just from the Sephora website here. And these are smooth, creamy, ultra glittery shadows that apply easily and are fallout free. So you can use them with a brush or your finger, wear them alone, or layer them up with other shadows so you can get multiple looks with just this one palette. So here are the swatches. These are just some quick swatches. I have some more detailed swatches coming after the tutorial. So these are just the shades by themselves. Later on, I'll put them on top of other shadows so you can see what that looks like. So, yeah, these shadows, though, are something that is kind of disappointing. They're only 0.038 ounces each. And just for reference, a standard Urban Decay shadow is 0.05 ounces, and these are only 0.038, and you only get 6 shades. So, I'm like, I'm not too happy about that. They could have given us a little more. But, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I got it. I'm going to talk about it. So let me just shut up and stop talking, and let's jump into the tutorial. So I took some matte shades from my Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette, and I just built up some brown in the crease. So that way, today I want to use this brown shade here and then this lighter goldy one here called Spark. So Flame and Spark. So I'm going to first just use my brush, show you guys how it works. This is the Real Techniques. It's just like a flat shader brush. So this brown is a little bit more opaque than the other colors in this palette, so it is going on nicely just by itself. I'm layering it a little bit on the end there with the brown I already have, but in the middle there, it's all by itself, and it looks okay. So I'm just going to build it up a little bit with the brush here, or try to, but let me show you guys how it works with your finger. It's okay with the brush, but go ahead and use your finger, and yeah, that makes a big difference. A lot of shadows like this, either foil, glittery, whatever it may be, usually do apply best with your fingers, and these are no different. So this shadow is beautiful. It's brown. It's got a golden reflect to it. So next to that, and that one's called Flame. So next to that, I'm just going to go straight in with my finger because we see how much better it is. So I'm going to take this color Spark here, and I'm going to apply that to the inner third of my lid. And you can see it, but to me, it's not, well, as you can see, it's not as opaque as the brown one was, and it's just not as intense, you know, but that's okay. You can use this like this, more subtle look, or you can do what I'm about to do, and let's go ahead and layer some shadow. Let me get my other eye up to speed real quick. So as you can see, you can build these shades up a little bit to adjust the intensity of them to however you like it. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this shadow here out of my Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette and apply that to my eyes. And then I'm going to go over it with this color here, which is called Spark. And much better to me, for what I'm going for right now. That just intensifies it. It makes it brighter, stand out more, and that's what I was looking for. But if you don't want it that intense, these can be a really pretty subtle glitter too. But then again, it's really not intense like, let's say, a foiled shadow. And I guess that's just what I'm so used to, as to everybody probably is. So these are not as intense as a foiled shadow. But you can see the difference here when I applied it under a shadow, over a shadow, and then just by itself. And it does look, depending on what you're going for, it looks really pretty. Okay, so let me go ahead and make both of my eyes look the same here. Just apply that Too Faced shadow and then go back into the Starlit and then apply the sparkly shade over top of that. So, as you guys will see me doing here, it's taken me about 8 years to finish this eye because I am wanting to layer and layer and layer this shadow on, because basically I'm like wanting it to be something that it's just not. You know, like I mentioned earlier, when it's a glitter, metallic, bright shadow like that sparkly, we are used to something that is intense, and this palette is just not that, and that's okay. I actually think that that makes it very unique and different. This is definitely, I don't have any shadow like this in my collection, even though I have millions of, shiny sparkly shades. None of them are quite like this, because most of the sparkly shimmery shades that I have are not as soft and just pretty as these are in their own way. So this would be something that I would put on when I want to look, okay, let me just add a little bit of something to my eyes, but I don't want it so intense, and that's what this palette is. And I guess when I bought this, I did not think that, I'm like, oh, yay, new glitter shadows. These are going to be so insane and intense and beautiful, and they aren't. They are beautiful, but they're just not, very intense. So you just have to ask yourself, do you want a palette like this? Do you need a palette like this? That depends on what you already have in your collection and how you like to wear your shadows. So I'm finishing up my eyes here so that we can move on. I did do a wear test on this because I want you guys to see how it lasts throughout the day, if it fades, if it creases. So here you can see that I do have a little bit of fallout. It's not much. It did say it's fallout free, but it's not fallout free, but it is minimal. So this is what we are working with. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Well, this is what we're working with so far, and actually I have a video on the rest of this makeup. I am doing a full face first impression, so I will link that up in the card somewhere and down below. So be sure to go check that out if you want to know what's on the rest of my face. But let's go ahead and apply some shadow to my lower lash line real quick. I'm going to grab some of the shades out of the Too Faced palettes, and then we'll put some glitter down there. Okay, so while I'm doing that, I just want to talk for a second here. So I definitely think that there is a market for these shadows. I think a lot of people are going to really enjoy them, but I do also think that some people are going to be disappointed with them. But you know what? That's why there's YouTube. That's why people do reviews. That's why I'm making this video right now, to tell you guys, what's up. Are these good? Are they not? And what you can expect from them, so you can then make an informed purchase and decide really if this palette is for you or not. So I really just think of these as shadow toppers, honestly, and that's how I personally am going to wear them. But you want to know what they remind me of? The ColourPop shadows, the Supernova ones? That's what these remind me of. Not in the way that they feel, the texture, but the way that they apply, the way that they look on the eye. It works better with your finger, which I'm about to do because this brush on my lower lash line is not giving me the impact that I want. But yeah, like I said, these remind me of the ColourPop shadows. Now, the price is obviously way different, but then again, you would have to buy a bunch of the ColourPop shadows to be able to, have as many colors as you get in here. But, that's something that would be up to you, and I think that if you do like ColourPop shadows, I think that you actually might enjoy these. So, but my biggest thing is just you have to know what you're getting, and that's what I'm here to do, to tell you what you're getting. So, I'm going to go ahead and finish up my little lash line here with my finger. It's looking much better when you apply it that way. It has a much bigger impact. I actually took some of that Too Faced shadow and I'm applying that to the inner third of my eye here on the bottom, because just the glitter shade by itself wasn't enough. It wasn't giving me you know, enough of an impact for what I wanted to kind of match the top of my eye. So I just did that real quick, and I'm going to put this glitter shade over the top of it. And then I will show you guys here what just the shadow looks like before I apply my liner and stuff. But I want you guys to note that it's probably been, what, an hour or two since I first applied my eyeshadow, and it's kind of like faded already. I actually went and re-intensified a little bit. So yeah. This is what it's looking like, and I'm going to go ahead and really finish up the rest of my makeup now, and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, this is the completed look, and I've had this shadow on probably since about 3 or so. It is 5 o'clock now. I did reapply a little bit, as you guys saw a minute ago, so let's go ahead and get up close and personal here so you can see what this looks like, how it looks right now, because I will be back in a few hours. I'm going to wear this throughout my day. You just can't deny how pretty this is. This is a very like soft-spoken, like naturally glittery eye look. And don't forget, if you want to know about the rest of my makeup, check out my first impressions video. But okay guys, let's get into the swatches that I was telling you guys about. So I want to show you what these swatches look like up close in some good light on their own, and then I also want to show you what they look like layered over top of other shadows. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So I laid down Love is Love, Chihuahua, and Cuddle Buddy, and I used those three to put underneath the glitter shades. Then I also used Mocha out of this other palette to put underneath some of the shades. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so I came upstairs to my office just so you guys could see a little bit better. I think the lighting right now is best up here. So first up here, we've got the shade Reflection, and then I went ahead and put down the shade Love is Love, and I put Reflection on top of it. Then we've got the shade Prism, and then I went ahead and put down the shade Cuddle Buddy, and I put Prism on top of it. Then we've got the shade Spark, and then I went ahead and put down the shade Chihuahua and put Spark on top of it. Then we've got the shade Flame, and then I put down the shade Mocha and put Flame on top of that. And then we've got the shade Flicker here. And then I also put down the shade Mocha and put Flicker on top of that. Then we've got the shade Beam here by itself, and then I also took the shade Love is Love and put Beam on top of that. So there you have it, guys. I hope that kind of helped giving you perspective of the shades by themselves versus if you want to layer them with other shades. Alright, so let's jump right into the wear test. So I've had it on now for about 7 hours, but I did touch it up like 5 hours ago, like you guys saw in the video when I did my lower lash line. So as you can see here, it's still looking good. It is, though, starting to fade a little bit, and it's also starting to crease a little bit as well. That's the reason I'm doing a wear test on this eyeshadow palette, is because I wanted to be able to show you guys. So it's fading more in the inner third, actually, than it is on the outer third, which is interesting. But yeah, this is what it looks like, and I will see you guys in just another couple hours. Alright guys, so my eyeshadow's officially been on for 8 to 9.5 hours, depending on, you know, when I had touched it up. But as you can see, it has definitely creased and faded now, which that's just what I wanted to show you guys. I normally don't have an issue with creasing, you know, fading, okay, that happens. It shouldn't, but sometimes it does. That's just life. So, yeah, I just wanted to share what it looks like at the end of the day with you, just so you know. So yeah, this is me after a full day's wear. Does it still look pretty though? I would say yes, it does. Alrighty, that is it for this video. I do hope that it helped you in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you were deciding on getting this palette or not, so hopefully this helped you make that decision. Now, this Starlit palette, do you need it? I would say no, although I do think it is unique. You know yourself better than I do, so you know if you would get some use out of it or not. Don't forget, if you want to see everything else on my face, it will be down in the description box if it is up already, so you can go check that out. And don't forget, if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up so I know and I'll make more like it. And hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos. Okay? Okay. See you next time. Bye.